Efteling is one of the most popular and well-attended theme parks in the entire world, and it's not hard to see why. This massive Dutch park is stunningly gorgeous, and it features highly detailed fairy tale theming throughout the whole park. While roller coasters aren't the primary focus, you do have 6 of them, and most have some sort of theming with them. Then you also have some of the world's best dark rides as well. So in this video, I will rank the top 15 best rides and attractions at Efteling. Number 15. Plahode. This observation ride has a super cool ride system. It's a flying island, so a massive arm folds towards the sky until it reaches the ride's maximum height of nearly 200 feet or 60 meters. Efteling is a heavily wooded park, so it's neat being able to see it from an aerial view. You'll see the occasional coaster popping above the tree line, but it's easy to get lost in all that greenery. Number 14. Monorail. This attraction gives guests an elevated and leisurely tour through Raveleijn, a village consisting of 15 different houses. While you can also see this village from the ground, this is the much funner and preferred way to see it. Number 13. Raveleijn. This 15-minute show is a spectacle. Between the animals, physical stunts, and fire effects, the visuals are some of the best of any theme park show. It will leave you in awe with some of the things you'll see. Number 12. Python. Efteling's first major roller coaster was this Vekoma multi-looper. The layout is over 40 years old, but the track is roughly just 3 years old as CSM replaced the track in 2018. The coaster is now smooth as glass. The first 2 vertical loops have some solid positive Gs, and while the corkscrews are pretty forgettable, the final helix does have a little punch to it. This is one of the few coasters and rides at the park lacking any theming, but it's a decent looper. Number 11. Vogelrok. This indoor Vekoma coaster has an interesting facade with a giant angry bird, and inside you'll find a twisting steel coaster mostly in the dark. There are 1 or 2 dimly lit figures along the way, plus some lights, but you won't see much. And that makes this coaster feel way faster than its posted 40 mph or 65 km/h speed. The first half has some decent Gs from the sudden drops and turns, but the second half does let its foot off the gas. Number 10. Pirana. This is a very well landscaped Intamin River Rapids ride. This one is fairly long that travels through a tunnel, past some nice rock work, and past some misty waterfalls. The ride has some decent rapids, but the most soaking effect is a guest-operated water cannon towards the very end. Number 9. Villa Volta. This is one of the best madhouses in the world, if not the best. The ride has 2 pre-shows that tell the story, and then the main ride is a joy. Between the detailed room and amazing soundtrack, this ride puts a big smile on my face. The Vekoma madhouses have more movement than the others, so the inverting effect is all the more convincing. Up next would have been Bob. This Intamin bobsled had an awesome setting in the woods, which I found pretty interesting considering the possibility that branches could fall in the trough. That's one of the things that can close the Alpine bobsled at Great Escape. This one had a few moments like Alpine bobsled where you feel the bobsled momentarily jump the track, and it was one of the smoother bobsled coasters out there, both in the main course and as you're entering into the brake runs. Number 8. The Fairy Tale Forest. This is one of the signature experiences at Efteling. This is a long and elaborate walkthrough past many famous fairy tales. You could spend an hour in here easily. Each scene is colorful and several have some animation attached to them. But the 2 highlights for me are Longneck, who stretched far taller than expected, and the infamous donkey that poops out coins for guests to catch. Number 7. Droomvlucht. The first of several dark rides on this list is this suspended voyage. The music and visuals on this one are beautiful. The sets had me in awe as they went between these lush forests to outer space. And then you have a surprisingly fast downward spiral towards the end that sort of feels like a coaster, and in fact I know a few people that do count this ride. Number 6. Carnaval Festival. This cheery dark ride has an infectious tune on loop, and it is sure to get stuck in your head. This is the park's take on the Disney classic It's a Small World, so it's fitting the audio would get in your head. This ride takes riders on a long journey around the world. Each country's style and actions are exaggerated, but I like the weird aesthetic and it keeps the ride engaging. And even after the ride was edited due to some complaints, I still find it plenty fun. Number 5. Fata Morgana. This boat ride feels like Pirates of the Caribbean crossed with Aladdin. This is yet another long dark ride past many large and elaborately detailed sets. The amount to see on both sides is overwhelming, and it's also paired with some wonderful music too. Number 4. Vliegende Hollander. This water coaster does a little bit of everything. It starts with a well-themed queue line and station. Then you have a creepy dark ride segment in misty darkness. The ride does translate to the Flying Dutchman after all, so it's a very fitting theme. You can barely see anything, and when paired with the ominous musical score, you really will feel lost at sea. The ride then culminates in a coaster section. The first drop has some good zip to it, but the others don't really offer much in terms of thrills or force. They're sort of just there. And then the final splash is shockingly dry for a water ride, but maybe that's a good thing considering how cold it can get in the Netherlands. Number 3. Baron 1898. I was not going to try to say that number in Dutch. This Balger Mabiar dive machine looks amazing between its custom support structure for the lift, its placement, and landscaping. This thrill coaster tells a story, and the attraction starts with a short dark ride segment before the lift hill with some ghostly visual effects. While the main layout isn't as tall as other dive coasters, it's still enjoyable. The vertical drop offers some good floater airtime, and it goes deep underground into a misty tunnel. The Immelman is forgettable, but the rest of the ride is good. The Zero G roll has nice hang time, the Helix has great positive Gs, and the Bunny Hill gives some weak floater airtime. This ride is also very smooth and super rideable. It's one of my favorite dive machines because of that theming and the solid ride experience. Number 2. Joris and the Draak. This dueling Great Coasters International creation is what I wish Hershey Park's Lightning Racer was. This coaster, while a bit on the short side, offers the usually dynamic GCI ride experience with the visuals of a racing coaster. Just make sure to ride this one either in the front or back. There's a reason the height limit is higher for those seats. The large drops give good floater airtime in the back, while any ascent up front gives a good pop of airtime. The ride is very smooth and very well paced too, until it slows down a bit towards the end. And coming in at number 1 is Symbolica. This trackless dark ride is one of the best dark rides ever created. Efteling's mascot takes you on one of 3 tours through the castle. The ride fully uses the trackless dark ride technology to explore each room to the fullest, and each room is filled with large physical sets. I love the observatory towards the beginning, and then the giant whale in the tank is incredible to see. It's one of the biggest animatronics out there. Then each tour has their own separate scene towards the second half, and all the vehicles will then unite for a dazzling party sequence at the end. Symbolica is cutting edge in all areas, and this is why it's such a special ride for me, and almost everyone who rides it. So those are my top 15 favorite rides and attractions at Efteling. What are your favorite attractions at this Dutch park? Do you agree with my list? Let me know what your thoughts on any attraction I mentioned, or any you think I missed down in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.